speakers in all our webinars, and today is not going to be an exceptional one. So the topic, we're not going to take more of our time. It's just an hour program, but thank God we're already obeying the room rules. Mute your mic, use your chat box. If you have anything, I'll pick it up and let our speaker know. And our speaker is in the house. Yes, our speaker is in the house. So we'll just, tonight, we're going to give her a lot of time to dive into this topic, because it is a very, very important topic, the power of influence. The power of influence. Influence has to do with your association. It has to do with your workplace. It has to do with even your family, your partner. Yes, we have all been influenced in one way or the other from our childhood. So tonight we have someone in the house who will be opening our eyes and opening our mind to the power that comes with influence. You know, sometimes they say, show me your friend, and that will tell you who you are. They say, who surrounds you determines what you survive. That's influence. Some people have been negatively influenced, some have been positively influenced. And as women, we have carried a lot of influence from our childhood. Probably your mother influenced you to some lifestyle that you carried along to adulthood. Some might be your childhood environment where you grew up. Some might be your secondary school. There, in one way or the other, we have all been influenced. But tonight, we will be getting more information and more light into this topic, the power of influence. So without wasting our time, I'll be introducing our speaker for today. She's no other person. Sorry, I didn't even get her profile. Oh, God forgive me. Please, ma. Just forgive me.
Yeah, forgiving.
Okay, sorry, ma. God forgive me. I had a lot of things. I just came back from the hospital yesterday. I've been in the hospital since Sunday, came in yesterday. But I don't want to give excuse again so that they will not skin me. So please, let's welcome Mrs. Adesola Awosanmi. Please give her your best emoji. Please, ma, take your flowers. Take your flowers.
Thank you, everyone. It's so good to be here. Right, it feels like home. All right, I'd like to ask if you can hear me. Can everyone hear me, please? Can everyone hear me?
Please, if you can hear her, just type yes.
Please confirm if you can hear me. Awesome, amazing. It's so good to be
yes,
here.
We can hear.
I'm grateful for this opportunity. And Dr. T is not in. I hope she'll be joining in. I just want to say a big thank you to our HerTransformation for trusting God in me, because sincerely, this topic is more of divine than any other thing. And actually, I was surprised when I got that message about this particular topic, right? Because I remember that when I was coming out of a particular influence, right, the first person I met was Dr. T. The first person I met was Dr. Turin. All right, so let me still welcome everyone and let you know that my name is Adesola Awosanmi. Yeah, I'm a 20 years plus educator. I work with young people as we speak. I'm a director of school and I work with a lot of women. I have actually had contact with about almost 17,000 young people. Yeah, because there's a particular program that we are doing already and we've reached out to over 100,000 students. 100,000 young people. So that's what I do, and many more. Yeah. So let's just go into what we have already, because It's a big one in front of us. It's a big one. And I'm sure we will be able to crack it. I am so sure about that. Okay, so I'll just take our time to see if I'll be able to share a slide. I hope it comes on, and if it doesn't, then we'll just have to do with what we have. All right, so once I start sharing and you can't see it, please let me know. And if you can, please let me know. Okay, so while we expect that more people join in, I like to say that you should please listen with your heart. So beyond just listening with our ears, beyond just, just saying, oh, let me just join in. Let's not see this as one of those webinars. Let's not see it as one of those times that, we just log in, right? Let's clock in. So beyond logging in, please clock in. If you know you're still here, right here, and you can hear me, let me see your favorite emoji. Let me see your favorite emoji. Let me see your favorite emoji. Thank you so much, Ogene. Right. Thank you, Kowan. Thank you, Abiodun. All right. Thank you, everyone on the call already. Thank you. Okay. So tonight we have been called. Yes, I call it a calling. We have been called. You've been called. I have been called. We've been called to step into something entirely new, something that is not familiar. You're called to step into your voice. You're called to step into value, called to step into influence. Like it's been rightly said, influence is something we do every day, every day. But guess what? It can be positive and it can be negative. So what have you been doing? Tonight we are going to go into what exactly we've been doing and see if that is what is expected of us. And also, we have been called into more. I have been called into more. Please type in the chat box. I've been called into more. I've been called into more. So you step into more tonight. I step into more. I've been called into more. And yes, I step into more. I step into more. I've been called into more. Let's get that from you. Let me see if we have engagements in the chat box already. Let's see. All right, let's see if we have that already. I've been called into more. Yes, so that's it. That's the spirit. You've been called into more. So whatever it is that wants to limit you should hear that from you every time. Anything at all. Whether tiredness, you feel tired, you feel overwhelmed, you feel like you're not seeing the kind of results that you want, just tell yourself, I have been called into more. And of course, I cannot give up. I can't. I won't give up. And yes, of course, if you say you won't give up. All right. So what do we have? The power of influence. The power of influence. Influence can be positive, it can be negative, and mind you, it can also be neutral. Yes, it can. It can be neutral. So yeah, positive, negative, and it can be neutral. Please let me know if you can see my screen already. If you can see my screen, I will need someone to please unmute so I'm sure that you're still connected. If you can see my screen,
Yes, ma'am.
awesome,
Yes, ma'am.
awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so I'm going to be asking this question. What comes to your mind when you hear the word influence? What comes to mind? What comes to mind? I'm going to share mine as well. What comes to mind when you hear the word influence? What comes to your mind? Please type in the chat box and let's engage. Let's engage. What comes to your mind? What comes to mind when you hear the word influence? Influence. What comes to your mind? I'm right here in the chat box, hoping to read from somebody. Let's hear from you. What comes to your mind when you hear the word influence? What comes to your mind? What comes to your mind? Let's engage quickly. Let me read from someone. All right, do we have anybody here? Anyone yet? What comes to mind? What comes to mind when you hear the word influence? What comes to mind? What comes to mind? Oh, wow. I'm reading this from Abiodun. I like the fact that you said, I won't give up. That's it. Yes, I have been called into more and I won't give up. All right. So I'm still expecting us to type in the chat box to affect a thing positively or negatively. Amazing. Amazing. I love this. Yes, yes. Let's have one more, then we'll kick it forward. Let's have one more. One more. What comes to mind when you hear the word influence? Yes, what comes to mind when you hear that word influence? Let's hear from you. What comes to your mind? What is that thing that comes to your mind? And of course, I'll be sharing mine. I'm going to share something about me. Impact. Amazing. Well done. And thank you, everyone. Thank you for the comment. Okay, so for me, before now, right? Before now, when I hear the word influence, right, I'll just be like, okay, so if I want to be a wealthy person, then I have to be around wealthy people, you know. Before now, that's what it used to be like. Okay, if I want to be great, then I have to be around great people, right? But right now, that's not it. That's not it. What comes to my mind when I hear about influence, when I'm talking about influence, is the people around me, right? My community, my relationship, my connections. Yes, you still have, you may want to say that you need to have wealthy people around you, you need to have great people around you, but trust me, I've had them around me and nothing changed. So it's not totally about that. It's about what is happening right inside of you. What is happening inside, right? Influence begins from the inside of us. All right, let's keep it moving. So there's a question here, just one from one person to unmute. You're going to unmute and talk to us about who has influenced your life the most and what made their influence powerful. Just one person. Please unmute. Who is that person that has influenced your life the most and what made that influence? What made it powerful? What made it powerful? Who is that one person that has influenced your life the most and what made that influence powerful, right? You can unmute. You can unmute. You can unmute. Who is that one person that has influenced your life so much and what made that influence? What made it powerful? Right? Who is willing to share with us? Who is willing to share? Just one person. Let's hear from one person. Who is that one person? Yes. Share with us quickly before we continue. Share with us quickly. Who is that one person? What kind of influence? What made the influence powerful? Just yes, please go ahead. Thank you so much.
Okay, good evening, everyone, once again. One person that has actually influenced my life and everything about me is Mrs. Evelyn Balogun. Yes, she was the woman I did my NYSC in her school, and as a fresh graduate of economics major, BSc economics, who just walked into the corridors of her school. She influenced me and brought out the teaching inside of me.
Wow.
And
Wow.
yeah, being the first person I worked with, I served in her school. She retained me after youth service. She poured in herself. In fact, sometimes when she sent me out for training, the school owners will call her and tell her, if you want to see yourself, come and see Cynthia.
Wow.
And until today, I still exhibit, let me just say 50 to 60% or 70%. I keep hearing her voice inside. me. That when I act, I will know, yes, this is my mother. I am acting
Mm.
after. So thank
Thank you. So I think I should give you a clap. Yes, a very loud one. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much. That was a very, very good one to hear from you. I like the fact that what you've shared is a positive influence, right? I've had my share, and I've had a negative influence. And at the time I was coming out of that negative influence, and when I say negative, right, see, this is it. Influence is very powerful, very powerful, and life is about influence. That is it. There's nobody at all who is doing life without, without influence. Nobody. Somebody must have influenced your idea. Somebody must have influenced your action. Somebody must have, or something must have influenced your decision, even your emotions, right? So influence is something that happens all the time. It happens all the time, whether positive or negative. But I will tell you that negative influence is not something anybody wants to experience at all, at all. And I'll go back and thank you once again for sharing. So we'll go back to the slide, right? And then we'll continue. Okay, so from there, we saw your example as a positive influence, and I don't want to ask about any negative influence, sincerely, because I don't want to be remembered of anything at all. So let's let that go. When we get to that point again, we'll talk about it. So here is what influence is from some of the definitions I had to gather. Influence is not about position, but the impact you leave behind, right? So it's not about the position. It's not about what's it called, about being a boss, about being a lead, I mean being in charge. No, it's beyond that. Influence, yes, influence is leadership. Yes, that's it. You lead in a way, whether you like it or not, whether planned or unplanned. We lead every day. We lead planned and unplanned, right? That's influence. But I'll tell you that anybody at all can influence anybody's decision. Anybody at all can influence anybody's action, idea. But this is it. The reason we are here tonight is to be sure of who influences us. And before you get to that point of who is influencing you, you need to influence yourself first. First, influence comes from you first. You have to be able to influence yourself, because if you do not get to that point, anybody, everything that comes around you will influence you, whether good, whether bad, whether whatever it is, right? People will rub who they are on you. So the first thing is know who you are. Know who you are. Know who you are, right? Influence is not about position at all, but the impact you leave behind, right? So I would like you to please, or rather, let me say, I would like us, let me still talk to myself. I'll say I would like us to ensure that you look inward and ask yourself this question. When I leave a room, what do I leave behind? When I step out of a door, what will be remembered of me, right? What will I be remembered for? Ask yourself that sincere question. When I leave a table, what mark will I be leaving behind? Ask yourself these questions. They are sincere questions I asked myself years back. And these questions changed everything for me, because, I had to write down my answers. And after writing, I read through and I said, no, Adesola, this is not you. This is not you. This is not the natural you. So find yourself first, begin to influence you, then you can now decide who influences you and who you are influencing. So influence is the ability to affect people's thoughts. You affect people's idea. You affect their behavior. You affect their action. And people do the same to you. So this takes us to knowing who you are around, who is around you. You have to be intentional about your inner circle, inner space. You have to be extremely intentional about it. I want to take us to what power is, because there are two powerful words in our theme for tonight. The power of influence. We've talked about influence, right? Let's talk a bit about power, right? Let's talk a bit about power. If it was a physical setting, we would have done a few a few things, but let's see how this works. Let's talk about power. When we talk about power in influence, we are not talking about in the context that we have, right? So it's not about being in a position. No, that's not what we are looking at. So we are saying that power is the capacity, the ability to produce an effort, right? You're producing, you're shaping something, you're shaping an outcome, right? You are causing a change in people. You're causing a change in situation, a change in decisions, right? But more specifically, let's see. Power is the ability to affect what other people think. You have that power to affect what people think, what they feel, right? And without forcing them. You don't even have to force anything. That's it. But do you know that we all have this? We all have it, whether male or female, young or old. We all carry this power. We have that power to influence people through our presence. Sometimes you enter into a room, and maybe because of the way you are dressed, you will be allowed to speak. It has happened to me severally. You know, you walk into a room, you're not even prepared. In fact, I've had sessions that I didn't even prepare for. I've had to take up sessions that I was not even aware of. I just entered into those rooms, and the next thing I heard was, "Oh, sorry, please, you'll be taking something on maybe leadership, on young people. You'll be talking to women about, something." So you have that power through your presence. When you enter into a room, what message are you passing? You're not talking yet, right? You're not talking, because before people hear you, before they hear you, they see you. So when people see you, what are they seeing? And now we are moving to when you open up your mouth to talk, when you're using your voice, right? How do you influence without forcing? When you're talking, when you're speaking, how do you influence? Do you have values that influence other people? What actions do you take that influence people? That will make people say, if this person can do this, then I can do it. Right? So you have that power to influence people's decision. You have the power to influence to influence people's action. And you can do all of these things through your presence, your voice, your value, your action, right? You have the power to even influence how people perceive you. Wow. You have that power to influence how people perceive you, how they see you. I hope you can still hear me, please. Am I still on the call? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. You have the power to influence how people see you. You have the power to influence what people think of you. You have the power, right, to influence what people will call you for. I tell you, when people think about you, what comes to their mind? This is the power of influence. When people come to you, when they need help in a particular situation they are in, who comes to their mind? Have you been able to influence the things perceive of, I mean, the things that people perceive of you of, right? Have you been able to influence with your presence, with your voice, with your action? Have you been able to do that successfully? You said that power is not about control. No, 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 not at all. In fact, the power of influence, the power you have to influence people is so natural. It comes very natural. I've had people ask me, have you been here before? And I'll say, no, I've never been here, and it feels like I've always been there. It feels like I've always been there. So you have the power to change the narrative. They tell you this is how we've been doing it, and so this is how you must do it. You need to keep quiet. You need to shut up. You need to. But you have the power to change the narrative. You have the power to say no without guilt. You have the power to know that no is a complete sentence, statement. You owe nobody no explanation. You have that power. You have that power. You have that power, right? You have it. You have the power to create the change you want to see. You don't like the outcome. You don't like what your life is looking like. You can change it. You have the power to change the direction of your life. That's it. It sounds very simple, but there are things that need to be intentionally done. And yes, we will get there. So you have the power to speak up without shrinking. You have the power to make decisions that will move you forward. It's a choice. You already have it. You already carry it. So power is not just about authority, about position, about I own the business, or I'm the CEO here, or I'm the one who makes decision here. That's not what power is about. The power is about the strength of your character. It's about the weight of your words. When you speak, what comes out is about the actions that you take consistently. Yes, that's it. And the impact of your presence in the lives of other people. Right? So power is your capacity to create change in your influence. You have the capacity to create change. What are you doing differently? Right? Are you following the crowd? Everybody is going this way, then I have to go that way. Or you are looking inward and looking at what can be better, what can be well done, what change can happen. Is that how it is, or you just go with the crowd? So why does it even matter? It matters because it changes destinies. See, when people are placed into your life, they are there for a purpose, whether to influence you or for you to influence. They are there for a purpose. There's a reason. There's always a reason you have people around you. It's not random. It does not just happen. No, I'm a person of faith, and I'll clearly tell you that there are reasons you have people in your life. Influence shapes destinies. It builds leadership. It builds leaders. Let me use that. It builds leaders, right? It impacts a generation. Because whatever it is that comes down to you, you will, planned or unplanned, pass it down to the next generation. And it determines the environment that you create. It builds. That's what. So I'm going to ask, I just need you to write this or take notes. Who is influencing you, and who are you influencing? Who is influencing you, and who are you influencing? Your life is speaking, right? What is your life saying? What is it saying? Your life is speaking, right? But what is it saying? Your life can only speak as powerfully as your influence. It cannot speak better than the things and people that are influencing you. Yeah, it's impossible. Ever. Nah. Very impossible. It cannot speak better than the community you have, the friendship you have, the people in your inner space. right? The people you intentionally allow in your space. Your life cannot speak better than them. Your life is speaking, but what is it saying? It's speaking, but what is it saying? Is it saying fear, afraid? Is it saying no, I can't? Is it saying keep quiet? Is it saying you're speaking too much? Is it saying you are doing too much and you're embracing that? Is that what it is about? Let's move quickly because of the time. Types of influence. I've mentioned the positive, the negative, then the neutral. Yes. So whether you like it or not, whether you feel that change is not happening or influence is not happening, it is. If you are neutral about it, no intentional impact, no nothing. You're not gaining, you're not giving, right? You're just there. That's a very bad place to be. Positive influence, a very beautiful place to be, right? Positive influence, it builds, it inspires, it empowers. That's what it does. It inspires, it empowers. It does not even die because you transfer it, you give it on, you keep it, its legacy. That's positive influence. You see, negative influence is not a place you should ever be. Ever. Nobody at all. Nobody should ever be in this space of shrinking. Nobody is permitted to be in this place where you are being drained, where you are being limited. When someone is misleading you, don't ever stay in a place where people are saying you talk too much. You don't belong there. Where they're asking you to keep quiet so they can be heard. No, that's not a place for you. It's not a space for you. That's not a good platform for anybody at all. We are going to dwell a bit on negative influence. I'm going to say a bit of things about it. I've been in this space. In fact, I was in this space for over 10 years. Over 10 years. I couldn't move because of fear. I was afraid. Fear of the unknown. Okay, if I leave, what's going to happen? If I leave, how am I going to sustain this lifestyle? A lifestyle that wasn't even mine, right? How will I sustain this lifestyle? I no, I can't leave. No, I can't leave. No, I can't leave. Nobody should ever be there. Nobody, nobody, nobody at all. Nobody. Even though it was a negative impact, it was really powerful on me. It had great power on me. I was living in bitterness and I didn't even know it because I couldn't even name any of my emotions because I didn't know what was causing it. I didn't know, so I couldn't even name it. Right? It's not a place to be at all. So, where you are in a place where you are trying to adjust yourself so that people will be comfortable, that's not a place for you. You are shrinking. You are editing yourself so that you will not be judged or so that you will fit in. It's not a place for you. It's not. It's not. You can't show up fully. You can't be yourself. You can't stop editing yourself. You can't say the things you want to say without anybody getting offended. It is not a place for you. You shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be in a place where you are holding back your voice. When you are second guessing, you're like, if I say this, who am I going to hurt? If I say this, I'm not saying that we should use our words carelessly. That's not what we're talking about tonight. I'm just saying that wherever you are and your voice becomes what's it called now? Your people are being threatened when you speak. You shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be there. You don't belong there at all. Where you cannot express yourself without anybody getting angry. You shouldn't be there. You can't influence other people if you cannot first influence yourself. I've mentioned that. So influence begins with you. You have the power. It's natural. It's inside of you. It's there. There's just a sleeping lion that you have refused to allow for expression. So, how do I influence myself? How? I call this the power of personal influence. The power of personal influence. They are very, very simple things, right? Very simple things. But I tell you that they are powerful. They are powerful. You work on your attitude. Don't join anybody to say, this is who I am. Everybody should just know that I'm not all right or I'm not okay. Excuse you. Please work on it. A lot of people are already complaining. You've had, I'm not talking about where you are being asked to shrink, right? You will know the difference. But maybe you're always cranky, you're always nagging, you're always upset. There's just something that is always wrong all the time when people approach you. Then you need to do something about it. That's not who you are. That's not you. That's not your natural place, right? I hope you can still hear me, please. Work on your attitude. Work on your character. Work on it. Do something about it. I used to be I don't want to call myself a terrible person, but sincerely, I never used to be a friend. I never used to be friendly. I had to learn it. Learn what needs to be learned. Unlearn, relearn as much as possible. As much as possible, as much as you can. As you don't check up on people, you don't care about people, and yet you want people around you. Oh, relationship is the new currency. You need people. You have an assignment, you have a mandate on you. You cannot fulfill a calling without solid relationships. You need it. So you need to intentionally build relationship. Be intentional about your environment, about your community, right? Then your words carry a lot of weight, a lot of power. You need to constantly remind yourself of who you are. Confess positive. If anything negative comes out of your mouth, take it back. Immediately take it back in and change it, regardless of your situation. Your words are powerful. You need to affirm yourself every day. Take action. Your actions are louder than your words. Then, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I do this. I do. Do it. Let's see it. Do it. Do it consistently. Keep doing it. It is easy. Do it. It's not easy. Do it. No one is saying, oh, what are you selling? Do it. No one is asking about my business. Do it. Keep showing up. Take action. Intentional action, right? Be disciplined. Be consistent. Wake up at the time you are saying you're waking up. Sleep at the time you're saying you're going to sleep. You have said you will visit some, please do it. You have said you will pray, please do it. Be disciplined. You're fasting, you're taking a fast if you believe in it, please do it. Whatever it is, you're going to forgive, please do it. Please do it. Be intentional, be disciplined, and be consistent. Doing good things, right? Know who you are. This is a big one for me. If you do not know yourself, people will give you different definitions of who you are and who you are not. They will just tell you so many things. So many things. So many things about who you are not. They will even people will sell who you are not supposed to be. They will sell it to you and you will buy it if you don't know yourself. You need personal growth. You need to grow spiritually, intellectually, build capacity, read, and keep reading because your life depends on it. Read good books that will transform, books that will change your mind as a man thinketh. I think it was Dr. Toyin that sent me that book. I read it almost every month, right? Just to, remind myself of some. Read and keep reading. Personal growth is important. Stop saying time has gone where? Who is keeping the time? Who owns the time that is going? Do it now. Do it. At least you still have the opportunity to get it done. Please do it. Identify the season of your life. Hey, and know what that season requires. The fact that two people have apple does not mean that apple means fruit to both of them. I'm going to say that again. The fact that you have apple, right, and your friend has apple, that does not mean that the apple is fruit in your hands. No, that apple in your friend's hand might be a fruit, but in your own hand, it might be a seed. Ensure you know the season of your life and you know what it requires. Is it a season to sow? Is it a season to plant? Is it a season to eat? Is it a season, to whatever it is? Identify seasons. Don't waste any season of your life. Is this a season for me to get common sense? There's a season that you need to come and ask me. I've been in different seasons, different ones. I remember I had a session sometime, and I was sharing one of my seasons with some of the people there, and they were like, can you still hear me, please? Can you still hear me?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, thank you. So I shared one of my seasons with them, and they started crying. I was wondering, it's my season. So what's happening? Who is cutting onions? Like, what's happening? It's my season, right? There are different seasons. If you understand your season, when you have apple and another that person has apple and the person is eating the apple, you won't eat yours. If you know that that season is the season of planting, you will go and sow that as a seed because you know it's a seed. It's not to be eaten. Emotional intelligence. In fact, this should be the last thing I should talk about. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Emotional intelligence is not something anybody should joke with at all. Name your feelings. Do you know that sometimes when you are hungry, you are naturally angry? So anything anybody brings around you, in fact, you will scream and shout just because of the way you feel. So you need to identify and know what triggers, some emotions in you. Name them, name it. When I'm hungry, how do I feel? Name it so that when you are hungry, you are able to control it. If your emotions control you, then your emotions will control your entire life. Because this person got you angry, you're angry. Like 10 people are getting you angry. If you even live in Lagos, wow. 10 people get you angry in a day, and then you are angry with different people in one day. By the next day, you are exhausted. In fact, your emotions are gone before the end of that day. So name your feelings, right? Name your emotions, track your emotions, track it, and ensure that you are able to control it. Somebody got me angry. No, anger is a choice. Like, you choose to be angry. People can mess up, of course. If you should be angry, yes, now you have the right to be angry, but you have the right to, you have the power to control it. You don't have to allow anger mess you up. So there's no point. That's separate who you are from how you feel. Because I am very excited today, then that means I'm happy. That means people can call me a happy person. Excuse you. Then you are angry the next day, so they can call you a sad person. No, separate who you are from your emotions. Name your emotions, track them. Don't allow your emotions control you. When you feel in a certain way, look for how to help yourself, right? Help yourself, and always ensure you communicate clearly and confidently. There's no need for fear. There's no point. There's no point. Honesty, there's no reason for it. Just say, as in, put your words together well and ensure that you're expressing it well. Stop reacting and start responding. When you react, you will mess things up. Response is deeper than reaction. Reaction is instant. You just is not So it's not intentional, right? You just, maybe by emotion, you are driven by emotions. Somebody has done something, then out of nowhere it happens. But if you already train your mind to respond, because when you respond, it is guided by wisdom. You will do it with wisdom. You don't have to talk immediately. No, you can take it in, right? Process it. This thing I want to say, what will happen? What will it change? What will it scatter? Right? Think deeply. You really do. It's very unnecessary to say, oh, someone hurt me, then I need to hurt them back. Very unnecessary. That's immature. You are not matured. If you are still in that place where, this person has done something to me, I need to do my own back. Hello, stop reacting. Stop reacting. Stop with every little thing. You're crying, you are here, you are damaging yourself, right? Stop reacting. Reaction damages relationships. There's no point for it. Yes, you can create boundaries, but it doesn't have to end badly, right? So you can actually build, because relationship are bridges. So instead of saying, oh, I'm going to build a wall, there's no point. Instead of building a wall, build boundaries, right? Build boundaries. So when you're responding, you are led by wisdom, and it builds trust and respect. Sometimes people will come to you and say, oh, I thought I didn't even, I was surprised you didn't say anything. You really don't have to say anything every time. There's no point. There's no point. People don't just remember what you have said. Sometimes they remember how you handle matters, how you handle moments. I remember I was at a session, and while we were having the session, a particular man, an elderly man raised his hand and said he wanted to share something. And he said to me that, oh, when he heard about the session, he thought the person that will be coming will be an elderly person, right? And then he told himself that, oh, it's a young person and he was not going to learn from me, right? And then the way I was looking, like, so I asked him, how do I look? He said, that you look too pretty. I'm like, oh, wow, really? So I just told him, sir, please, let's just finish up with the session, and then we can talk about whatever it is you would like to talk about, and then we continue with the session. And after the session, someone walked up to me and said, wow. I said, wow, what? And the person said, how you were so calm, like you handled it. I thought you were going to say, what do you mean? Why would you say I'm too pretty? Is it a crime to be pretty? No, there's no point. He embarrassed himself. He didn't embarrass me, because everything he said wasn't me. I don't know how somebody being pretty to him, in quotes, how I became a distraction to him. So people will remember how you handle situations. They will remember how you handle moments, right? So you need to be extremely careful. Work on your emotions, work on yourself. It's possible. You have that power, right? So your influence grows when you respond. And when you're responding, you are practicing wisdom, you're practicing patience, you're practicing emotional control, right? And that's powerful. So that's really powerful. Your maturity will determine your influence. So true influence is reviewed with your response and not your reaction. So start responding and stop reacting. Pause before you speak. Ask, what outcome will it, what outcome do I want? Will this come out well, right? If I say this to this person, will it hurt the person? There's no point. There's no reason for it. So control your emotions. Don't let your emotions control you. Choose your words. Choose words that build. When you're angry, don't speak. There's no need. You're not weak. Emotional intelligence does not mean that you are weak. Or you have people who tell you, oh, if it was me, I would have said, excuse you. There's no point for it. There's no reason for saying things you don't mean, right? Or hurting other people's feelings just because they hurt you. Separate yourself from how you feel. So anyone can react, but it is not everybody that can respond wisely. So influence begins where emotional control starts. When you are able to start using your emotional intelligence, then you're starting to influence people. You're starting to influence. So how do you respond? You've asked, make sure you ask yourself, and then from there, you begin to build influence. You value yourself. In fact, do you know sometimes I'll sit back and ask myself, how come I was able to keep quiet? And I'll just say, Adesola, well done. Well done. You're doing well. Yeah, I'm seeing growth. You're growing. Well done. So you have to be able to, you will value, it will help you value yourself, right? And then be original. Don't fake it in fact, don't, there's no need. Just be authentic, be yourself. Keep working on yourself, of course, right? But don't fake anything at all. Look good, dress well, look good. It's important. Add value consistently. Look for a problem to solve. Look for challenges. Create challenges and then begin to create your own miracles. Develop your voice. Build capacity. That's important. I in the past I had lost several opportunities because I wasn't prepared. I wasn't. Build capacity. When we say build capacity, your your what your profession, your business, whatever it is that you do, do it well. Do it well. Make sure you know everything about what you're doing. Do it well. Get certified, get certificates, volunteer, support other people's vision. Yeah, keep building capacity. That's how you build capacity. Build strong relationship. Live what you teach. You're teaching something, let it be seen in you that that's the same thing you're doing, right? Build a strong presence. Build a strong, I'm not saying that you should be who you are not. No, find out who you are. Take up what's it called, personality test. If you don't know how, please ask Dr. Toyin. Take up personality test. If you are taking it before, please take it again. In fact, take personality test every 6 months. Every 6 months. Take it every 6 months. Do it again and again just to be sure of who you are. Then always position yourself for impact. Remember, as a woman, you influence a lot of people, planned or unplanned, in the home, in the society, your children, your spouse. Even as a man, you have great influence on the people around you. You have great influence. What are you influencing people with? What exactly? Your voice matters, but what is it saying? What are you speaking? When you open your mouth, what comes out of it, right? You are a builder of people and purpose. Influence people, influence your environment, influence, everything, every person around you positively. Be intentional about your influence every day. Every day. Track your day and check up, review, check up reflect. Check up where you've not done something right and adjust. Speak life and encouragement into yourself and everyone around you. Surround yourself with the right people. If you know that the people in your circle are not people that are moving you to where you want to be or where you should be right now, you need to do something about it. Keep growing. Personally, keep growing. Spiritually, keep growing. Emotionally, keep growing. Growth does not stop. Financially, keep growing. There's nothing like, oh, so when I now get to a particular point, I will now stop growing. There's nothing like that. You keep up. It doesn't end. It does not. It doesn't. There's no end to how far you can grow, how far you can go. Keep growing in every aspect of your life. Just keep growing. Keep growing. Do things, that you've never done before that will add value to you. Create a miracle. Let people see it and say, oh, you did this, right? And if you're already doing that, start living a life of significance. Start affecting other people's life in a way that you have never done before, right? So we are quickly going to declare this. The strength of my influence is measured by the lives I transform. right? That is it. In fact, the power of your influence is in those people that you have done something, is in those lives that you have intentionally transformed. All right. I hope we have all said this. Because of time, I need to push it. We're almost done. And then, what kind of influence am I currently having? What needs to change? What needs to change? What needs to change? I would like to hear from us. If there's anyone who will be willing to share, please drop in the chat box. What kind of influence are you having? What kind of influence are you getting? And what kind of influence are you giving? Right? How are you being led? Who is leading you? Who are you leading? Who are you intentionally influencing? And then, from all that has been said tonight, what needs to change? What needs to change? What will you begin to work on intentionally? Is anybody sharing anything yet? What kind of influence? What kind of influence? Let's see what kind of influence. And then, from all that has been said tonight, what will you begin to do differently? What needs to change? What do you think you will be intentional about doing something about? Let me say it that way. What needs to change? What needs to change? Yes, separate who I am. This is from Oluwafumilola. Separate who I am from my emotions, please. Because you are angry, that's not who you are. You are happy, that's not who you are. It's something that has, prompted that. So, yeah, separate that. Then response is deeper than reaction. Yes, because when you respond, it comes with wisdom. But when you react, you mess things up, right? I'll stop over explaining things to people. There's no point, honestly. There's no point to Adesola. Stop over explaining. You don't even I've been there. I really wish tonight is a night where we can share loads and loads of stories. I really want to hear from everybody, because I know that at some point we have gone through either a positive or a negative influence that has really shaped us, right? Yes, I've been there. You have to explain and tell them why this is. Oh my. So let's have more reactions, more comments in the chat box. Okay, I will work on my personal influence. Amazing. So you're working on your personal influence. How now? Are you talking about how you're going to be intentionally influencing other people? You have to have people that you are influencing. It's a must. There has to be people you are influencing. You need to be intentional about it. So, because you're not just living, you are influencing. Whether you plan it or not, you are doing it. So plan it so it can count. Make it count by just planning it. Just plan it. And then you begin to influence other people well. All right. Is there any other comments in the comment section? I'll stop being reactive, yes, and start responding. Stop reacting. Reaction is when our children do something, because yes, you have a lot of people, you have lots of responsibilities around, and then sometimes you just react. So, but if you already talk to yourself, you will respond. And even if you react, you will call it back and respond to it. So, to intentionally, this is from, okay, Luafumlayo, thank you. To intentionally and passionately influence more people. Amazing. Yes, it's important that we are intentional about it, because planned or unplanned, we're already doing it. So plan it and then start doing it. I'm influencing my children, yes, and direct subordinates. Amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you for sharing. And thank you for
Wow.
thank you.
Wow. Please, can we give her flowers? Please give her her flowers. Give her her flowers. Hey, God, this is a bomb. Ma, in fact, we'll bring you back again. Power of influence.
Are we doing Power of Influence season 2?
Yes, part
Yes,
You
so
two.
we
really
have
want to
we have
share?
a
I
series.
want to share a particular story. You want me to share that story, right?
Yes, yes. Is
Hello,
fa-
can you
okay,
hear
please.
me?
Yes, let's I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, so Mrs. Adesola, you were talking about a story you'd like to. Can we give you 15 minutes to do that? Is it going to work?
Okay, I will. I will. I'll share it.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
We'll give
so
you extra 15 minutes, ma'am.
yes, I will. I will. Because I remember that story today, and every time I remember it, it gets me emotional. And I promise I'm not going to, I won't react. I'll respond. So I'll share it. Okay, so I remember growing up was really tough, like tough. Getting anything done at all has always been tough. But what I didn't realize was that God has always been with me. He has always been there. So I was looking back today. In fact, okay, yes, because I was trying to write someone's story. So somehow it's a bit close to mine. And so I remembered all of those things, how I never thought I could even go to school at all. It was not even in the plans at all, because my parents couldn't afford it. And then I remember how my dad had to take me to learn sewing at the time, fashion. And I told him, Daddy, I am going to school. I told him that the difference with him and his siblings is education. That's the difference. And I'm not going to allow the same thing happen to me. No, I am going to school. I have to. And so I started this journey, right? I remember my grandmother telling me how I could make hair, put the money together, and use this to support myself. So I started off. I would still go to my parents, and then they would give me whatever it is they could afford at the time. And I will make air. I will make air. Then I got my first admission was grade two. So I did the grade two for a year. Then after grade two, I got admitted into Adesola Awosanmi, that's NC. So I did my NC in Yoruba Social Science. I was so angry with the Yoruba thing. I did the Yoruba. In fact, today, if I tell people that, in fact, I read Yoruba for almost 10 years, they will be like, so where did you get this English you are speaking? I will just, put that aside. So I did Yoruba Social Science, and surprisingly, the day the admission was going to close, I didn't have the fee to pay. And then I called my parents. They couldn't. I ran here, ran there, and I sat somewhere in school. And I was telling God, I just want to make a difference. I want to be different. I want to go to school. I want to go to school. And it's going to happen. And admission is closing that same day at 2 p.m. And this was already around 10, 11. A lady walked up to me and said, "Oh, how are you? Are you in this school?" I said, "Yes." She said she need to fill a form, and then she doesn't have the course outlines and all of this. And I said, "I have it." And she saw my form. She copied. Okay, right? Yeah. She copied. And after copying, she said, "You've not paid?" I said, "I've not paid." She said, "But it's closing today." I said, "I don't have the money." And she dragged me to the bank. She paid for me. She paid for herself. She sorted out everything about admissions. I got admitted into College of Education. After NC, my next plan was I'm going to Unilag. And when I got to Unilag, they told me requirements. Okay, so they said the point that will get me into school is 9 points. So I told myself I was going to make 12 points so that nobody is giving me any kind of excuses. So I got the 12 points. I got into Unilag. And then when I got to Unilag, I was told that I wouldn't be getting the admission. And that's because I didn't write JAM. And I said I made inquiries, and I was told that all I needed was 9 points, and I made 12 points. And the admission person told me at the time that he's sorry. So I went to the dean's office Yeah. And when I got to the dean's office, the secretary said, "Do you have an appointment?" I said, "No." And she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see him." I went out. I stood at the door and I said to myself, "Shola, you are seeing the dean, right? You are seeing the dean." And that was it. So I saw that they were having a meeting. Some professors were going in. I joined them. I followed. And the lady said, "Excuse me." I said, "You are excused." So I just went into the office and I knelt down. And the dean was like, "What do you want?" I said, "I want admission." They told me 9 points. I have 12 points. And they are still saying they are denying me admission. And he said, "Okay, what?" Oh, so he just mentioned that what is the room number of that of the HOD of that department, and I said 302 or something, and he said, "Wow, how did you know?" I said, "I saw it, sir." And he was like, "You are desperate." I said, "Yes, because I need this admission. Like, I need that education. My life depends on it." And so he called and said, "There's a lady here." He mentioned my name and said, "Just give her anything she wants." And that was it. I went out of the office. I got the admission. I got into Unilag. I did well. God has, see, I didn't even know it was God all the way. Then I did know that there was just something inside of me that was doing that push. So I did. And after school, after NYSC, yes, it was tough, rough, and all of those things. Yeah. But after NYSC, I disconnected from myself. I disconnected from myself. I got a job. And then I became distracted. On that job, I was very comfortable and I stayed there. There were times you shouldn't speak. And at some point, I realized that once there's a bit of growth in you and it is sin, it must not come as you can't tell anybody. Nobody wants to know you are growing. Nobody is interested in your growth. And I was there for years of keeping quiet, years of shrinking, years of saying no to myself just because other people need to feel good, years of saying the things that I know that I shouldn't have said. It's possible that I wanted to say something, but because I'll be thinking, oh, someone will be angry, so I'll keep quiet. I'll just keep quiet. And after years of struggling, years of living in bitterness, there are some very deep things that we can't share tonight. Years of so many things. And then one day I made a decision that this is going to change. What will change it? I need to find myself. So I left every influence. Regardless, I left every circle. And I was going to find myself. And on that journey of finding myself, the first person I met was Dr. Toyin. I remember calling her, and because I already have, there's just this thing with me that when I see people who are doing great things, because I have been reminded, or I've constantly been told that that place is not for you. That place is not for you. So when she called me, I was shocked. Something like that has never happened. She called and she was like, "Oh, you were trying to reach me. I missed your call. I'm sorry," or something like that. And we got talking. She asked me so many questions, and yeah. And she said, "Okay, so let's have an appointment." Then we did, and we got engaged, and we shared so many things. And she shared a lot of books with me. There was a particular book she shared. I can't remember that book, but I still remember those things that the book changed. I would read a chapter a day, then I will change. I will intentionally do everything. It was tough. And that was why I said negative influence is not a place for anybody. I didn't even know how much, I didn't realize the number, the extent of damage that had been done to who I am. That wasn't me at all. And the day I found my voice, wow, I'll speak, I'll talk to people, and they were not, nobody was angry about me saying anything. And I'm like, this is strange. I'm not used to this. I was not used to so many things. I wasn't used to building relationship. I wasn't even building relationship. I didn't like people because of that experience. I didn't like people. I wasn't connecting with people. I was damaged to a point where I had to be my own therapist. I had to start doing therapy for myself. Thank God for my husband. Therapy. I didn't even know the gap between myself and my children. The gap was wide until I started therapy, until I started telling myself the truth, until I started knowing that people do not hate me. I'm the one that needs to work on myself. I am the one that needs to work on myself. There's another aspect of this story, which is spiritual. So let's just let that be. I didn't know that damage has been done. My mind was damaged. I wasn't connecting with people. I wasn't responding. I react all the time. So people thought I'm an angry person. Once you ask about me, people will just leave out, just leave out, just leave out. That was where I was. It was a very dark place. Very dark place. I was always bittered about, I was even bittered about myself, bittered about my life, then I was missing out on opportunities. I was missing out on connections. I was missing out on so many things. But still, God was there. He was still carrying me. I didn't even realize it. I didn't. Nobody at all, nobody should be in that place of negative influence. You will know it. You will. Nothing. I remember because at the time I was driving and I needed to drop the car. And I was telling myself, what's going to happen after dropping this car? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And I asked myself, Shola, what is the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is that you will jump bike, you will jump Marua, right? The worst that can happen is that it will rain and you will be so. And it happened. It happened that the first time I was going out without the car, it rained heavily. My hair was dripping of very thick drops of water. It happened. But today I am grateful. I am grateful that I had to find myself, find my voice. I am grateful that I had to find purpose. I am grateful that I am living a life of significance. I am not just living. I am grateful that I do not have bitterness inside of me anymore. Do whatever it is you want to do. I'm good. I'm not going to react. I will respond. All right. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm grateful. Thank you for the opportunity to share. I hope it makes sense.
It's not you. Over to you.
Mrs. Adesola, you have poured pepper on my body.
I didn't break any table's leg now.
No,
it's not
you made me emotional. You made me emotional.
I didn't even share everything.
Yeah. The little you shared, honestly.
I'm grateful.
I just said we have a lot of things in common, and I'll find a way to connect with you because I think this webinar is meant for me. Yes, every other person, please just take notes and go. This is my own webinar, personalized. So, all right. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you, and we'll still protest for the second round. There's still a lot of women are carrying a lot of influence that has affected them and that have changed who they are. I am number one. Yes, I am number one. And people see me for who I am not. And I'm not happy about it because I know where God is taking me to. And I've been trying to see how I can pull myself out of that place so that the real me can actually come out. So you can see why I said that this is a personalized webinar.
Yes.
And I'm happy I am here. So the floor is open. Please, if you have any question, just drop it on the chat box. I will pick it up and I will read it out for her.
I'd like to quickly say something. Do you know, I thought I was choleric. I thought I was choleric, but I wasn't. My natural place is sanguine.
Okay.
But I had to adopt that choleric. In fact, see, there's just a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot.
Mrs. Adesola,
Yes,
Adesola, I will connect you because even till now, we are women. And one of the things that was said on the day we had our first webinar was last year was that this is a place of vulnerability. Come as you are and be ready to receive healing. Till today, if you talk, I will tell you I am choleric in nature. There's nothing you can do about it. Yes, and it's affecting everything around me.
Yes, it will. It will. I've been there.
Everything. So since I've not seen anybody that walked through that path, and I've been trying to. So thank God I have seen somebody who walked through that path. I think I need to. It's a moment of redefining. So please, the chat box is open. Drop your question. We'll take like 3 questions. If there's any other question, just come to our group and drop it. We'll pass it on to her. That's why I said we're going to have a part 2 so that we can be able to unlock ourselves and even see ourselves for who God has made us, not what circumstances have made us to be. Yes. So please, the chat box is open for questions. Please go ahead. Or if you want to talk, you can just unmute yourself and talk. We have like just 10 to 15 minutes to round up this session. So please, the floor is open. Okay. Abiodun, go ahead and speak. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I really appreciate you sharing all of that beautiful learnings, and I really took out. Well, I just want to comment on something I saw. I would say that you are a woman now that you walk your talk. I remember when we just started the webinar I think I joined maybe some few minutes past 7. And it was just about maybe 2 or 3 of us, and you were still all smiley, still calm. For me, in my head, I'm like, the number can be discouraging, but you still held that, that calm, composure. You were talking as if we were 100%, and I could just connect it to some other things I learned lately about, your attitude towards excellence, giving that excellence, even you are in front of one person. And I think I really saw that in you. I really want to commend you. Thank you for sharing all the beautiful things you did. I really learned a lot. God bless you, man.
Amen. Thank you. One person is a nation, actually. So when I have one person, I have a nation. Yes.
Yeah.
So
okay. So who is going next? So please, Abiodun, can you just bring down your hand? You still raised. Who is going next? Do we have any other person that wants to speak? Or we are still in a sober reflection moment? Mrs. Adesola, you have sober reflection. Everybody is blessing. Mrs. Blessing, oh, you see her voice has gone. She has been crying. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Cynthia, just leave me alone in peace. Oh, just leave me alone, Jeja, the way I have in peace, please.
Oh, she has been chatting me. She has been chatting me. So she has been. So you're just hitting her, bam, bam, like that.
Oh goodness! Oh my!
Adesola, there's things are going to meet, and we're going to bring you back. This was an awesome section. It is, we can relate it to the very first webinar we had. The very, very first one we had, this is like the second one that has hit hit a nerve. So we're going to bring you back. We're going to discuss it. We're going to bring you back. We'd love to have you back. I mean, those nuggets, those stories, it resonated. It resonated a lot. So I'm just going to keep quiet and let other people share their their stories if they have, or if they have questions to ask you. I would stop.
All
Mrs.
right, thank
Grace, we
you.
saw your hands was up. You have the floor.
Yes,
Mrs. Grace,
yes,
are you
yes,
still on
yes.
the call?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Dr.
Okay,
Grace,
please go
Are you
you
ahead.
hearing me?
have the floor, ma.
Yes, I'm talking. I'm talking.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
All right. So, well, I didn't expect anything less. Um, it's amazing. It's amazing. That's the truth. Actually, I'm in a program, but I was more in this. I was more in this.
Hello,
That
Dr. Grace. Your hands is raised. You
yeah,
have
I'm
the
talking.
floor.
Speaking, she's speaking. We can hear her.
Yes, yes. So, my question now is, there was a section you mentioned that we shouldn't stay where we are being threatened. I hope I got that correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something about not staying where you're not needed or wanted and stuff like that. Now, I want to ask, how are you going to handle the situation if you find yourself in such a situation? For instance, maybe in the family cycle or where you work, you just can't help the situation. So how do you, is it that you're going to isolate yourself? How do we really get yourself out of such situation? Yes,
All right.
thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. That question is very deep. It's deep. People are pushing me. I refuse to be pushed. I've done it. I did it. So, okay, so this is what I'll say. I'll say that influence is not about, yes, it has a power on us. Yes. The fact that you are in a particular space does not mean that that's where you belong. It does not mean that you are even there. Do you know that at a time I started this, like I was going to change, I was holding my life. I held it like this in front of me, and I told myself, Adesola, you are in charge of your life. It is your responsibility. Whatever my life turned out to be, it is my responsibility. I still had those things around me, right? But I was beginning to change my community mentally. I was changing the books I was reading. I was intentional about responding and not reacting. Before, I used to react because that's the environment, Somehow, change yourself first. Work on you. That was what I did. I was working on myself. I already knew that I've been damaged. So I was not even bothered about change. I mean, about that. It took 3 years. Hello. It took 3 years. This change I'm talking about took 3 years. The first year was about me. I was still there. I was changing, intentionally changing. I was attending webinars. I was speaking with coaches, paid and unpaid. I was reading books. I was going online, getting information, changing my mindset. I started with me first because I knew that I was the one with the issue now. It's not the people around me. And before I can change it, anything at all, I need to change myself. So I changed, right? After changing, I started looking for communities that I belong. I started looking for my own tribe. Let me use that. My tribe, people who don't judge, people who won't ask you to keep quiet, people who need those things that you have, who are not threatened by whatever it is that you carry. I know myself. Yes, I know myself. You need to know yourself. Find yourself first. Find peace. Be as in inner peace. I'm not talking. See, they may still be there, but with time, things will change because you will not be able to stay there any longer. You would have grown so much that you will burst. This is not about you looking for another job now. This is not about you not talking to a family member now. No, you will grow to a point where you cannot compress it. there will be an outburst, but work on you. It may take time, but be patient with yourself. That was what I did. I was patient with myself. I worked on me. I was working on me. So it's not about anybody, it was about me. I was working on myself. I was aggressive about it. I wanted that change. I want people to see who I am, really, who Adesola is, not who the society has created or imaginary Adesola. No, no. So if you are in that space where you can pull out, you can't pull out suddenly, because eventually you need to come out. You can pull out suddenly, do it in bits, gradually. See, I said the power of influence is not by force. So it's not by force. It's not something you do by force. No. As you are changing, there will be an outburst. And before you know it, you are out of that space. You will find that you will know that you can't even stay again. You can't. I hope I answered your question. I hope I did. I hope.
Yes, Mama. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that answer. You see why I said we are coming for season 2, power of influence. I don't know how it's going to happen, because this question you answered now brought up other things that we need to dissect. So, Dr. T, we see you in the house. Dr. T, we hear. Please give her her flower. Give her her flower.
I'm not seeing her. I'm not seeing her.
She's here. Her emoji is going up.
Oh, yeah. Good evening, ma'am. You're welcome. You're
Well
welcome.
done, Adesola. So proud of you. So proud. So proud. You need to see me here. You're looking the parts, speaking the parts, showing the parts. Just love the woman that you have become. And I'm so happy I've been an integral part of your journey. Love you so much. Yeah.
Dr. Tom, let's see your face. So
You can't see my face. Leave me alone.
See your face, man.
Cynthia, continue your work, you.
Okay, sorry. Dr. T, we don't need your face. All we need is for you to approve that Mrs. Adesola should come back.
Of course, you people are my boss here at HerTransformation Tribe. I mean, I'm leading from the back. So you people are my boss. So anything you say, I don't have a choice.
So, Ma, we are bringing you back. Thank you for honoring us. We really, really appreciate you. On behalf of the HerTransformation Tribe, we are really grateful for pouring into us, for opening our mind to things that we don't even know that have held us back all this while. And by the mercies of God, we are going to put this into practice, and it's going to yield results. So thank you so much once again. So if you're here and you don't know who we are, probably you saw the link on someone's status or someone just told you, just come in. We are the HerTransformation Tribe, a community of women who want to be vulnerable, who want to grow, who want to unlearn, relearn, and learn and do mighty things. You can hear Mrs. Adesola's story. She was once in a place where she thought she cannot come out. And by the mercies of God, her path crossed with our coach here. And by God's grace, she was able to come out. And today, she can stand anywhere to still share her story. So the world awaits your story. You have an influence, you have an impact to make. Just journey with us. The link is on the chat box. Just click the link and you'll get yourself into our forum. So thank you so much for joining tonight. We love you. We appreciate you. See you next month for another webinar. Just look out for the next season. Okay, you can just give your emoji. Just give your emoji.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Thank you, City Tribe Executives. Thank you, Adesola. I'm coming for this, your blazer.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye. And
Good
you too,
night.
Thank you, Dr. Tony. God bless you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, everybody.